After more than 1,200 innocent Israelis were killed in the Hamas terror attack, one would have thought that the entire world would have united to condemn not just the terror attack, but also Hamas as a terrorist organization. But sadly, that isn't true. It's not just in the Middle East or pockets around where there are several who are standing with the Hamas against Israel, but then there are also areas in Europe and in the United States of America. For example, in France, there were protests in favor of the terrorists, it seems. Also, protests on university campuses in the United States of America. Clearly, there's a big battleground in the world, even as you see these images behind me of Israeli army movement and massive Israeli army movement that is taking place towards the borders here.
The war between Israel and Hamas has left the world divided. Protests have erupted across the globe. Some are supporting Israel, others are in solidarity with Palestinians. After Sydney illuminated the Opera House in the colours of the Israeli flag, hundreds of Palestinians marched to the iconic building with flares and set Israeli flags on fire. Anti-Semitic slogans were also raised. The United States is on alert. Campuses in America have become flashpoints with protests over Israel-Hamas war raging on. At the Columbia University, two groups of students, one backing Israel and another supporting Palestine, faced off.
People in Israel are suffering, our family in Israel is suffering tremendously. I mean, you know, we take for granted here in America that we have schools, send our kids to schools, we send our kids to synagogues, we just live a free life, and it's starting to change over here. Things are getting very scary over here, and we're starting to feel a little bit of how they feel every single day over there, threatened.
Today, I feel like that CUNY, they need to be more responsible. They need to speak up for Palestine. They need to condemn what Israel is doing. It's not okay. And we have so many years of history that is just completely being ignored. And I feel like that by speaking up today, we can really bring a change.
Their ability to launch thousands of missiles.
While university officials blocked public access to the campus, many took to the streets of New York. Several hundred people defied a police ban and demonstrated in Paris to denounce Israel's military actions in Gaza. Many wore Palestinian flags around their shoulders and chanted, "We are all Palestinians." Riot police later sprayed tear gas and water cannons, chasing the crowd away. France has now banned pro-Palestine rallies.
Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free!
Pro-Palestinian protesters also staged demonstrations outside the US consulate in Johannesburg. Hundreds of demonstrators gathered in the heart of Brussels in a powerful show of support for Palestine. The crowd carried Palestinian flags, images of the bombardment in Gaza, pictures of children and journalists who were killed, and chanted, "Freedom for Palestine." Rallies took place in the capitals of South Korea and Japan too. In South Korea's capital, Seoul, outside the Israeli embassy, hundreds of people staged a rally to denounce Israel for what they called oppression of Palestinians. Some demonstrators gathered near the Israeli embassy in Japan to call for an end to Israel's bombing of Gaza. Many of them carried placards written in English and Japanese, calling for peace and an end to the violence. The century-old conflict has created new fault lines in an already fractured world. Bureau Report, India Today.